Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the Low Budget Livestream. As always, I'm your host, the real Gino Reynolds. Sorry I'm a little late. I was finishing up watching the Brad Tries to Stay Fair. I wanted to make my stomach hurt again from eating the lobster mac and cheese. So um, I don't really have much of a plan for tonight, being that it's a day early. So if you guys got questions, comments, whatever, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Uh, I see that Desiree's in the chat, Daniel's in the chat, Bill's in the chat. How you guys doing? If you're in the chat, definitely let me know you're here. Even if you're just here to listen, just let me know you're here. That way, I know you're in the crowd. And I know some people have said they feel nervous to comment or whatever. We're just here to have a good time because life can suck, and we just need to have a good time today. So yeah, it's been. I see Paul's in the house. How you doing, Paul? Yeah, it's been a long week already, and being that it's Tuesday, Adam is in the house. How you doing, Adam? First time chatter, long time listener. Thank you so much. Again, never feel nervous about chatting in here. We're just here to have a great time. But yeah, it's been a rough week. There's some things I can't talk about that are just driving me insane, and it makes you feel like you're in hell. But I'm just here to vent a little bit, and if it's anything like the last show we had, I'm just gonna vent and just have a good time, and maybe I'll feel better by the end of it, like I did the last one. Because last time we did one of these, I didn't even want to do it, but I knew I should, and we did, and it made me feel better. So, yeah, there's lots we can talk about. Of course, the big news, if we're talking entertainment, of course, Spider-Man. We can talk about that. I did a whole video on that. I saw some posts today saying that there's still negotiations going on. Who knows what to believe anymore? I'm still in the belief that a deal will be made, because if there is any movie that people will really boycott, I think it'd be Spider-Man, especially now that we've gotten what we've wanted, and that's him home. There's going to be a deal made. And yeah, I know Sony owns the IP, and Disney, people are saying Disney's the bully. I'm hearing that both Disney asked for 50% and Disney only asked for 20%. You never know what to believe. I'm sorry, the sources it's hard to know who to believe. That's why I'm just waiting for an official statement. I know Kevin Feige saying, him coming out and saying it wasn't meant to last forever. It's like, yeah, that might be true, but it was definitely meant to last longer than it did because of the cliffhanger. So, so anyway, I'm going to go through the chat here real quick, see what we got. I said, Desiree's here. Daniel's here. Desiree didn't have to work tonight. I'm happy, by the way, that you're here. I'm surprised there wasn't all of a sudden training you had to do. I'm just messing with you. I'm glad you're here. Bill says, Pepper, I have a room full of people out there. What am I going to tell them, Tony? Think of something. How about Happy still got Black Panther 2, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, and Moon Knight? They announced a lot of stuff, but boy, did they have to dance around that at D23. They announced some cool stuff, though, and they showed some cool stuff at D23. It was after, even though I didn't hate The Last Jedi, and I know some people did, and some people thought it was a masterpiece. I like some things. I've said this before. I've liked some things, didn't like some things. It was still a little. I'm always excited for a Star Wars movie, even when the bad ones were coming out. And seeing the Mandalorian trailer, though, yeah, I'm very excited for that. And I'll bring up something I saw about Disney Plus today here in a bit after I get through the chat. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. It's worth looking at. Let's see. Daniel says we could discuss the upcoming anime films from D23, like Frozen 2, Onward, Soul, and Maya and the Last Dragon. I haven't got to see a lot from that stuff. I still haven't seen much from Onward. I'm not sure what Soul and Maya and Last Dragon is. I haven't had a chance to look at a lot of things. Again, life has been weird. Frozen 2, I mean, I like Frozen 1, and I can't say I'm excited for Frozen 2. I'm not not excited. It's just there's other things I'm more excited about. But I did like the first movie, and I do like Olaf a lot. So, Desiree says no food PTSD. Yeah, I just watched that video, and I'm like, oh god, my stomach hasn't been feeling great today anyway. And I saw myself eating that lobster mac and cheese, and all I could think of was how it made me feel. When I was leaving the fair, I did not feel good. But yeah, I did not feel good after eating that stuff, and I didn't even get the stuff I wanted at the fair after that. Paul says, saw the Brad Tried State Fair video. Looks fun. They're a lot of fun to do. It was hot, though. So hot. It was hotter than last year, and last year was bad. It was a lot of fun to do, though. They didn't have a ton of weird stuff there this year, though. That was the unfortunate thing. They don't do the weird. The novelty of the weird stuff's kind of gone. Still, the stuff they tried. I mean, there was a couple good things there. The lobster mac and cheese. I'm sure there's good lobster mac and cheese out there, but the mac and cheese wasn't good. The lobster wasn't good, and he said he paid like $13 for it. It wasn't worth it. Let's see. Read that one from Adam. Desiree says, so excited for WandaVision. I like the idea of it because if there was rumors saying it was going to be stuff when they were hiding out with their two different camps, the Iron Man camp and the Cap camp. But it looks like I just know it's going to be her going crazy, and we talked about it on Twitter. The idea of that, of her mind not being well, makes for a compelling character. They'll finally give her a lot more to do in the MCU. I mean, she's had some good moments in the MCU, but they haven't really got to play with that character yet. So that show's going to be a good way of doing it. How Vision's going to end up either back to life or whatever, I don't know, but we'll see. And by the way, if you hear a cricket over there, let me guys know. I have a cricket that is camped outside of my basement window, and usually they get inside and I can take care of them and shut them up, but just don't call PETA. And but one of them decided to camp outside the basement window, and I cannot find it. It's driving me nuts. So if you hear it, let me know, because I don't want it to disturb the video. Let's see, where was I? Two Dudes Reviews is here. Hey, Gino, are you excited for Ewan McGregor's return to Star Wars? Yes, I am. The only thing I'm a little disappointed now, though, even though I love the show Rebels, they showed the spoiler alert for Rebels. I know it's been gone for a bit, but it is worth watching. They show Darth Maul and Obi-Wan Kenobi on Tatooine, and I'm kind of hoping that this series will show it too, especially since they're talking about I've heard rumors of a Darth Maul show as well, which I'd be excited for that. But yeah, I'm Ewan McGregor, despite a lot of feelings that I have about the prequels, he is one of the better parts of them. So yes, I'm very excited. That and The Mandalorian are at the moment. Then again, I think of What If, and I heard What If's going to be animated. I'm excited for that. WandaVision, I'm excited for. Loki, I'm curious about. I'm curious about all of them, to be honest. But real excitement, yeah, is probably for Mandalorian and Obi-Wan. I'm still a Star Wars guy at heart. Let's see. Bill says they said WandaVision is leading Doctor Strange 2. Yeah, that's what Desiree and I were kind of talking about on Twitter. I wonder if it's going to be adapt House of M. Wanda warping reality, create the idea of life until her reality breaks. I hope it's something like that, but I don't want to see it be an excuse to bring in like new characters. I don't want to see like the X-Men created from this. I don't want to see. If you want to bring in a couple from like this multiverse, cool. I just don't want to see like, here's how we're bringing everybody in multiverse. I think that'd be lazy. I don't think they're going to do that, but you never know. Let's see. Bill says she's lost a lot. Yeah, it's whenever she said, one of my favorite lines from Endgame is, you took everything from me. And Thanos like, I don't even know you. And technically he was telling the truth. Desiree says that training was a waste of time. Girl quit the next day, had to stay late for nothing. I am so sorry. I remember years ago when I was going to college, I worked at a grocery store, and for some reason, I used to have to train the new people. And I had one guy, and he came in, and I used to work in a meat department, and he worked through lunch and just didn't come back. And I guess he called the boss and said it was too cold. And it was just like, part of me is like, I was wondering what I did wrong in my training, but yeah, that always sucks whenever you train somebody and all of a sudden there's like, I'm leaving in 2 days, bye. And I had it happen at the station I work at now too. We brought in an intern from a local college, and we ended up hiring him. And a week later, he's like, I want to go on my class trip. And then he never came back. So it's like, why did we hire you again? Bill says that sucks, Desiree. Desiree says, heck yeah, I'm so looking forward to WandaVision got from Bewitched turning into Evil Dead. Doctor Strange is supposed to be horror, and I'm so dang excited. It's just going nuts. Yeah, it should be a very cool film, especially if they're going the horror route. I'm curious to see them go the horror route, especially since if I'm not mistaken, Scott Derrickson is still attached to do the second one. And he is very effective in the horror genre. Paul says, live action Lady and Tramp movie coming out. Can't wait for them to do the Aristocats. Yeah, this live action thing, as a critic, I'm going to see him. Now that I've seen The Lion King, which is my favorite Disney animated movie, it's like I can't really get excited about a lot of them anymore. But when they're okay, they're okay. I'm curious about that though. I do like the move that they're making where they're debuting it on Disney Plus, to where it's yet another incentive. Before I get back to the chat, I want to talk about this before before I go on. If you are a member of D23, whether it be the free version or the paid version, even though the website is having issues right now, you can, and I know this may sound crazy, but you can sign up for Disney Plus for 3 years now with this D23 offer, and you end up paying it's like less than $5 a month, which for everything you're getting, and I know it's a gamble, but I mean, it's like it ends up being like $140, $150 for 3 years. That's not bad for everything they're promising. I'm considering risking it because I was going to get it anyway. I mean, come on. There's no argument there. I just wanted to let you guys know about that. But yeah, the website's having issues. I already had an account because I signed up for ESPN Plus not too long ago so I could watch some USC stuff. And it's like, oh, well, the website's down. I was joking on Twitter with them about it because a lot of people were like really angry about it. It's like, I can't, they're like, I can't give you my money, and I'm just like, hey, I've never had so much trouble giving somebody money. And, but yeah, the deal sounds really good because it's like a 33% savings for 3 years. Not a bad deal, especially I know a lot of people, especially a lot of you guys are probably going to get Disney Plus, whether or not you want to commit to 3 years. I'm at least doing a year thing because I like paying and being done with it for the year. See, where was I? Bill says, I've eaten lobster mac and cheese. The only way I'd recommend it is if you take the lobster out, wash it, then eat them as separate meals. That's funny. I've had good lobster mac, I think, but it definitely, the fare was not it. Desiree says, by the way, Evil Sith Ray is so obvious, but probably the best idea. I think it's fake. I really do. I don't think they would have showed it. I have a feeling it's an illusion. It's going to be one of those, it's going to be the Emperor promising her power, I think is what it's going to be. I would love to see that twist in the story. And I've been saying ever since The Force Awakens, she was going to have a dual-bladed lightsaber. I mean, just look at her staff. The two ends of it are like a Darth Maul lightsaber. like pieces from it. So I'm not surprised. And plus, she's better trained using a staff than a sword. So it only makes sense. But I think that the Emperor is going to promise her that power is what it's going to be, and that's where she's going to turn him down, and that's just how I see it happening. The visual was cool, I will say that, but I don't see him doing it because there's too many toys to sell to young girls who see Rey as their hero. I just don't see J.J. Abrams bucking the trend of Star Wars and the marketing of Star Wars for that, unfortunately. But anyway, I do like the imagery. I was just like, I called it. Like I said, the whole thing with it flipping out was really cool. Where it's kind of like a switchblade. I did like that. Daniel says, "Hey, Gina, you should check out Overcomer. It has a bad twist in it, just like second act." Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it, unfortunately. I saw Brad. The reason I'm not doing this show on Wednesday is I'm working with Brad tomorrow, and we're reviewing 6 movies. 6 movies. Some I've already reviewed here on the channel, and some I haven't. I went and saw 2 yesterday, and I'm seeing 2 more tomorrow. And then right after I see those 2, I'm reviewing 6 with him, and I'm gonna forget what I saw. Hang on one second. We're doing Ready or Not. I know that. We're doing Angel Has Fallen. We're doing that Kate Blanchett, Bernadette movie, whatever it's called. We're doing Blinded by the Light. And then we're doing, like I said, I'm pulling up my AMC here so I can remember what I've seen. Because I see too many movies sometimes. And then, come on, it's slow. Then I am seeing, I saw The Farewell last night, and a movie that I think everybody needs to see, The Peanut Butter Falcon. I saw that yesterday too, and I loved every second of it. So we're reviewing those 6 movies tomorrow. So again, that's why the low budget live stream isn't tomorrow. But let's see, where was I? But yeah, I guess that's saying I don't have time for Overcomer. I did watch Brad's review of it, and it sounded about what I thought it was going to be. So let's see. Bill says, if Wanda is losing and Vision isn't real, I hope they bring back Quicksilver. I got a feeling he's showing up for that series, whether he's real or not, whether she's able to bring him back or not. He's showing up for that series. No doubt. Bill says, I think the Rey is a clone theory is true. Evil Rey is another Rey. I've been saying I think she's a clone, and that could be it too. I hope that is. I would love to see like Rey versus Rey. How cool would that be, right? That could be possible. It's just it looked like it was the vision they show, or the image they showed us, it looked like she was in like the Yoda cave. I know it's not the Yoda cave, but I think if I'm remembering it right off the top of my head, it looked like she was kind of in a cave setting. That's why I thought it was a vision. But yeah, I'm banking on the Rey as a clone thing. I know, Lord knows what it's going to be. It's probably. She's like here's a new theory I'm going to throw out there into my clone theory that I have brought up before. And I know I'm not the only one, but I know a lot of you know I've talked about the clone theory. I have a feeling that some of her DNA is past Jedi, especially Luke Skywalker. I think she was created with his DNA. Of course, not look-wise or anything. I have a feeling it's going to be more than one Jedi. It's going to be like I think she's going to be Super Jedi, which I don't know how I feel about that. But the whole Rise of Skywalker thing, I think she's going to take the Skywalker name because part of her DNA is Luke Skywalker, or maybe even Anakin Skywalker, or both. Let's see. Daniel says, I can't wait for the Disney Plus shows like Forky asked a question. I can wait for that one. At least it's a short thing. I am not a fan of Forky. He was funny for a minute. I know people love him, and if you do, God bless him. He for me he was such a unimportant important character to that movie. And Monsters at Work, I'm definitely looking forward to though. I love Monsters Inc. I even like Monsters University. Desiree says Young Avengers is what I'm so hoping for. It looks totally set for it. Cassie, Scott Lang's daughter, is a teen. Kate Bishop is going to be in Hawkeye. Korean Scroll is set up so Hulkling can be. Heck yeah, I don't think we're getting a movie. I think that's going to be a show. That you never know. But the way they've talked about is some of these characters and shows are going to show up in the movies. I think it's more of a controlled way of having these characters in the universe, unlike the Netflix characters being in the universe and the Agents of Shield characters being there. I think it's more Disney Plus is more of a controlled way of keeping things unified and together. Desiree says Wanda messing with reality can bring about Wiccan and Speed. The new Loki show could maybe bring about Kid Loki. The only ones missing would be Patriot, Iron Lad, Future Kang, and a new Vision. Those shows are going to introduce so much. I'm just hoping it don't get too complicated. I still want them to wait on the X-Men. I still want my Doctor Doom, though. I want him bad. Let's see. Bill says Sony can now do a shared universe with Spider-Man, Venom, Morbius, Paul Blart, Alice from Resident Evil, RoboCop, the Ghostbusters, the Smurfs, Brothers Grimsby, Adam Sandler, and the meh emoji. That would be a fantastic movie. Oh boy, that would be fun. Yeah, I'm not banking on this whole Sony and Disney is done thing. But I'll tell you what, it was a poor choice for Sony to bring out that 4-minute longer Spider-Man this weekend, huh? Not a good weekend to pull it off. I have a feeling, no, if this is a marketing stunt, which it very well could be, even though that would be the dumbest marketing stunt ever, I could see them signing a deal by like Thursday when the movie comes out. So then people will go be happier to go see it. I will say though, the extended cut poster looks pretty awesome. It's got like the black half of it's the black Spider-Man or Night Monkey, and then the other half's the new suit. It looks pretty cool. Let's see, where was I? Daniel says I'll be seeing the extended cut from Far From Home this week, but I'm not seeing the director's cut of Midsummer. Me either, because I know people love Midsummer, and if you do, cool. I understand. I really do. But man, I thought that was one of the funniest movies this year. One of the funniest movies, and I'm not hating. The movie looks great, but man, when they started empathizing with the characters, like we're all one, and when people are crying, when the girl's crying, and when people are moaning, when the guy's moaning. If you haven't seen the movie, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Hilarious. And I am not going to sit through that. It felt long anyway. I can't sit through Midsummer again. Desiree says Jeff Goldblum show, by the way, has got to be the best idea ever. Just hearing him talk about stuff is genius. Yeah, it'd be like having Ian Malcolm with a show. I mean, it is Ian Malcolm with a show. It's a fantastic idea. Daniel says, I wonder if Ray and Solo's son get together if she turns to the dark side. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want them to get together. I know they've kind of teased that they're connected, but yeah, I think if she's a clone, it's gonna have that's the rise of the Skywalker. Because we all know Luke isn't gonna survive this, even if he comes back. If he's gonna be a Force ghost, fine. If they bring him back to life, that'd be kind of weird. I'm gonna bank on the clone. I would bet on it. If I had money, I would bet on it. Let's see. Paul says waiting for the Black Widow trailer to drop. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm not the biggest fan of Scarlett Johansson. I haven't been real. I thought she was fine as Black Widow. She didn't always have the greatest ad-libbing, and her humor wasn't very good. But I tell you what, I do really like that new poster for the Black Widow movie. The poster looks awesome. I will give it that. Let's see. Daniel says, "Yeah, I love Blinded by Light. I'm hoping it's good. It looks like Sing Street to me, and I loved Sing Street. And if it's anything like Sing Street, like the feel of it, I'm gonna like it. I think." And the Peanut Butter Falcon, again, fantastic movie. I may not do my own review. I may. I don't know. I was telling my mom about it today. I was like, I was going to take you, but then I saw 2 movies, and I knew you wouldn't want to be in Springfield that long. But it did what I was hoping it would do. It handled the character and the kid. The actor does have Down syndrome, and they handled the whole thing of his special needs beautifully. They had people defending him. They had people treating him like a kid. They had people making fun of him. I mean, it was just all there. And the way it ends up, I just loved it. And then the farewell, I enjoyed. I will say this: if you're going to see the farewell, don't look up the real story first. Know nothing going into that one, because I think you'll enjoy it a lot more not knowing what happens. Oh boy, the chat's flying in. Ryan joins us. Hey, just got back from Fan Expo in Toronto. Had a blast since Goldblum was brought up. Actually got to meet him at the con. He's great. Fantastic. He's one I'd love to meet. I'm glad you had a great time. Desiree says, by the way, now that Steve is effectively retired, Bucky finally groomed himself. Why did he wait that long to stop being scruffy? I dug the beard. We need more heroes with beards. Let's see. Desiree says, Ryan, I'm so jealous. I'd love to meet Goldblum. He's doing a few now. He's doing some cons now, which is kind of cool. Let's see. Ryan says, when I had a photo op with Goldblum, he sang in my ear. It sounds like something he would do. You know what? If I met Jeff Goldblum, I would hope he would record something for me, and I would love to have a soundbite that would run before my reviews of him saying, "Now that is one big pile of," I just think that'd be amazing. Let's see. Desiree says, "Ooh, you're a lucky man. My envy is strong." Daniel says, "Hustlers is tracking for a $26 million opening weekend, which it is huge for STX, and they need Hustlers to be a hit since they almost went bankrupt this summer after Ugly Dolls and Palms bombed so hard." Hustlers looks like a good movie. When I heard about it, I'm like, okay, what is this going to be? And then I saw the trailer. I'm like, okay, you got me. I'm curious. So I am hoping it's good. Ryan says, also got to meet Travolta at the con. He was very nice to everyone. Yeah, Travolta was at Wizard World on 1 or 2 day. I think one day this weekend too. I know Brad got a picture with him. He was very excited. Bill says, with the reveal of the White Widow costume, we know the film is set before Labor Day. Leo joins us. What's happening? Hey, man, glad you can join us. Daniel says, also Downton Abbey is outpacing Mamma Mia. Here we go again. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and pre-ticket sales. I'm not going to see Downton Abbey, and it's nothing against it. I've never seen the show, and if I find out that you can watch the movie without watching the show, I will go see it. But if you got to know everything, I'm sorry, I can't spend that much time watching that show, because I do like to see everything I can. Rob joins us, Smirking Gun Reviews. If you have not seen our team ups on both my channel and his channel, you should definitely check them out. We each did like 3 videos for each channel. Those are all out now. Rob says, hey, everyone, been here, but was just listening to everyone's theories about everything because my opinions on this stuff is going slowly to the dark side, except the Mandalorian that looks awesome. Yeah, the Mandalorian looks great. And again, I'm happy that they're doing an Obi-Wan show. I want to have hope for Star Wars. I mean, come on. I want to have, here's the cheesy line. I want to have a new hope for Star Wars. Desiree says Travolta needs recruits for Scientology. Of course he was nice. I guess in Chicago, I sent a message to Brad. I guess they showed a screening of The Fanatic at Wizard World, like a free screening before it even comes out. Brad wasn't able to make it, but he was a little disappointed. He's like, man, I got a birthday party to go to. And I'm like, skip the birthday party. I'm kidding. Let's see. Desiree says, "Sup, Rob." Let's see. Let me look at something real quick. Okay. Dennis joins us from the Wrestleverse. If you guys want to read some cool articles on wrestling, follow him on Twitter and read his articles. He writes a lot of opinion blogs and stuff on wrestling. Definitely check him out. Dennis says, watch Burt Reynolds' movie, The Last Movie Star, last night. I actually really love that movie for some reason. It's Burt Reynolds, man. It's Burt Reynolds. You don't have to have an excuse to love Burt Reynolds. Leo says, one big pile of... Yeah, I'm trying to keep it family friendly here. Because, YouTube, you say one minor wrong thing. I still laughed at my Brian Banks and Racing in the Rain review got hit for not being advertiser friendly. Good job, YouTube. Yet some videos I have that have cursing in them are just fine for advertisers, I guess, even though my other one was just fine and had nothing wrong with it. Good old algorithm. Let's see. Ryan says, also at the con I met Sean Astin. I've met him. He's cool. And even Brendan Fraser. That's cool. I love that guy too. I'd love to meet him. Let's see. Ryan says, Astin was sweet and Fraser was very chill and doing well for himself. That's cool. I'd love to see him in more stuff. I know he did that the DC show on. I haven't got to watch it yet. I can't remember what it's called. I know he did like the voice for one of the characters on there, and did some of the live action scenes too. Let's see, where was I? Desiree says, you met the Encino Man, or you met the Encino Man reunion. Ryan says, also met a lot of voice actors at the con. Tara Strong, always wanted to meet her. Okay, I want to meet your entire list, especially Frank Welker. Not the chosen one joins us. Hi guys, how you doing? Leo says, we need hope for Star Wars. Yes, we do. I know it's always going to split the fandom, and I just want good movies, man. I think part of me thinks them spreading out, doing all this extra stuff was hurting them, even though I liked Solo. I just feel like, we want cartoons and we want this and we want that. And we want movies and we want these movies and that movies. And it's like, slow down, just breathe, make good Star Wars movies. That's all I want. Let's see. Two Dudes review. Wait, we got to comprehend this. A Shia LaBeouf movie that's good. Look, here's the thing about Shia LaBeouf. He's a good actor. He's probably certifiably insane, but he's a good actor. I mean, I've liked him in tons of things. But I mean, yeah, he's fantastic in the Peanut Butter Falcon. Everyone in that movie. I mean, here's the cool thing about Peanut Butter Falcon. Bruce Dern's in it for a little bit. Let's see, who else? John Bernthal's in it, and you don't even hear him talk. He's in flashback scenes, and you don't even hear him. It's cool to see him do stuff like that. Everybody in the movie's fantastic, and especially Shia LaBeouf. I thought he was great in it, and I've liked him in a lot of stuff. I mean, yeah, he's a little nutty, just a little nutty outside of the movies he's in, and I've seen him in movies I didn't like, but I mean, he was always good in them. Okay, not Indiana Jones, not saying every movie. Can't forget that one, can we? Not yet, kid. That was one of the best burns I've ever seen. Say what you will about Crystal Skull, the last burn was fantastic. Let's see, where was I? Ryan says, I was so tempted to have Travolta sign copy of Battle for Earth, but the DVD wouldn't have arrived in time. I bet he's still proud of that movie. I mean, that was like one of his dream projects. That, and I know Gotti was. Why is it the ones that aren't good that are his dream projects? Let's see. Ryan says, when I met Frank Welker, he did multiple voices when I met him. That's always cool when a voice actor does voices for you. Did Scooby Fred, Curious George, Strife from Kremlin's, Dr. Claw, and Baby Kermit, right? That's awesome. Yeah, I love Frank Welker. I would have wanted Megatron, but that's just me. Paul says, when are you doing another Bad at Games? When I get a chance to sit down and play one. I think I know what I'm doing. I may do some one shots here and there. I was gonna do a Revenge Spider-Man one, but the codes weren't working, and but I've got a few ideas of what I'm gonna do next. I've got definitely an idea for a couple weeks from now. But yeah, I'm not sure when a big series is going to start yet. And I've got it whittled down to maybe 2 or 3 games that I'm going to play for the next series. I just got to decide which one I want. And then if they spring John Wick Hex on me, that one's going to take precedent because I'm doing that one the second I get it. But anyway, let's see. Desert said Doom Patrol. Thank you. That's the name of the show, Brendan Fraser. And again, that cricket is driving me insane. Can you guys hear the cricket? Just let me know if you can hear the cricket. I don't know if my mic's picking it up, but I can hear it, and it's driving me nuts. Let's see. Ryan says, also Bruce Campbell was at the con. Man, did you meet every actor in the history of mankind at this con? Bruce Campbell was at the con for 2 hours on Friday promoting Ripley's Believe It or Not TV show. He's hosting, had him sign a picture of the mayor from Clyde with Chance Meatballs. That's cool. I met him once, and I've told the story about how he wasn't too happy with me, but it was nothing I did on purpose anyway. Had to do with Autolycus and Lobster Johnson. I've told the story before. Let's see. Hey, it's Baby Girl joins us. Oh, sorry. I skipped a chat. Here we go. Desiree says, dang, it's death down here. El Paso is dang oven in the summer. Can it be over already, please? I think I've been through enough this month. Can summer just go away? You're always welcome to come to Illinois and hang out. Weather's not much better, but it's a little better. Hey, it's Baby Real. Just wow, I wish I'd go to conventions. Man, I ain't been to a convention all year, and I haven't been to one in a while. I miss going. Conventions are so much fun when they're going well. Now, when they're not going well, which one of the Days of the Dead I went to where I, even though I found it, I lost a credit card. Danny Trejo thought I was insulting him during our interview, even though I was not. Just dealing with, staff not treating people well and just all sorts of things. I've had some bad conventions, mostly good experiences at conventions, though. Kui joins us. Hi, Kui. I told Kui she better join us. I work with Kui. Everyone say hi to Kui. And Kui, go ahead and get your Jason Momoa talk in. I'm waiting to hear it. Let's get the Jason Momoa talk in. No, I'm glad, Kui, I'm glad you could join me. Let's see. Daniel says, are you going to take Andy to see the Peanut Butter Falcon since he is disabled and loves wrestling? Take him to go see it? No, I'm debating whether or not to let him see it. And I'm probably going to wait till he gets older because there is some language in there I don't want him repeating. And as a father, I need to watch, what he hears. I've thought about telling it to him as a bedtime story, though, because I think I've told him about the movie and he sounded really interested when I told him before I had seen it. And when I saw it, it's like, man, I'd love to see him feel like what this dude's feeling, right? Because of all the stuff he's dealing with. And I just don't know if I don't know if he'll repeat some of the language. That's my problem. That's the only problem I have with him seeing that movie. Dennis says from the Wrestleverse, I'm looking forward to Shia's other movie, Honey Boy, as well. Looks really good. Yeah, it's like he's playing his own dad or something. That I'm just curious about that. He did a movie, and I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on the name. I don't need to look it up. He did the movie Fury. If you've never seen Fury, it's got an amazing cast and he's really good in it. It's like about tanks and it's this group in a tank. And I can't remember if it's World War I or II. I think it's been a long time since I've seen it. Fantastic movie. He's really good in it. But yeah, it's wow, the chat's really flying in. I actually have to scroll up. Thank you so much. But yeah, he's a good actor, and I that's why I hate seeing him do stupid stuff that people, that make people want to crap on him. I want him to do good stuff and be cool outside of it. Because he's really good and I enjoy a lot of his work. Hey, it's Baby Girl says, I've run out of things to do and videos to watch. I am also late. Geez, a revenge Spider-Man would have been cool. I've got an idea for one that I still might do. It's not the one I wanted to do, but I think you guys would be entertained. Let's see. And she says also, I can't, thank God. Not sure what you're referring to. Desiree says should play Maximum Carnage. Well, there's half of my revenge. I thought about doing both. The Maximum Carnage and Separation Anxiety, kind of like I did the Ninja Gaiden, where I did all the games. I just have to see what's available to me, because when I play the revenge games, I like to just blow through these games. Now, when I have to spend however many hours I spent on the Acrobat game, though I was so proud of myself, I'm like, I still cheated through it. But man, I can't spend that much time on a game all the time, unfortunately. Desiree, let's see, I just read that one. Ryan says, leave Jiminy alone. Ryan, hey, I'll put it this way. If they'd shut up, I'd leave them alone. But when they're chirping in my ear and I'm trying to record a video, it's just, again, it's like, and there's been times they've been like, say, under my desk, so it's picking up on the microphone. Yeah, not fun. Let's see. Besides, hey, and if they had the personality of Jiminy Cricket, the person, we have to be talking about one charming mother effing cricket. Ryan says, forgot to mention Camel's autographs are free. Oh, that's always cool when you get a free autograph. I've gotten a few, not too many, but a few. Let's see. Paul says, saw Quentin Tarantino defend his Bruce Lee story. I do too. You got to remember, it's Tarantino's world, referring to him making Bruce Lee kind of arrogant and not as tough as everyone made him out to be. It's Tarantino's world. And, Bruce Lee, I've never met him, and I'm sure he was amazing. And I know Brad Pitt said he had a little bit of trouble at that scene because it's Bruce Lee, man. But you got to remember, this is also a world where Hitler didn't kill himself and then spoil the end of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. History changes in the Tarantino verse. So I'm all for it. And I would have I look at it, and I've said this before, I look at it as Bruce Lee underestimated Brad Pitt's character because he didn't know about Brad Pitt's character's history. And I liken it to when I had to go to traffic school one time. I really enjoyed it, by the way. And I had the same, I've done it twice because I got caught speeding twice. And I had the same ex-cop teacher for this class, and both times he told a story I really enjoyed, and it was about some guy cut him off, and he goes, and he gets out of his car, he goes, what can I do? This guy don't know about my, martial arts training and all this stuff, and doesn't know I have a loaded weapon, but I don't know this guy. He could be crazy and have multiple guns on him and all this stuff. So he goes, you drive away. It's just underestimating your opponent because you know nothing about him. And that's the way I look at that scene. Bill says Shia LaBeouf could play Moon Knight. He's insane enough. I would watch that. I am curious who they're going to get for that, being that it's a show, not a movie. Daniel says, it is very hot here in New Mexico. I was helping my grandparents moving boxes to the new house. That's why I've told myself, I hope I never have to move, especially in the summertime. Quee says, Jason Momoa is the best actor in history. I have time for arguments. I love you, Quee. But no. I've always said this about Jason Momoa. He's he's gonna be good. He's gonna be really good. I think he needs to have a real break. And you could say Aquaman is that breakout role, but he's only been in like 2 movies. And being that apparently Aquaman got pushed back because he got hurt or something. I don't know the whole story, but he needs to be like Dave Bautista, where he gets a lot more variety, and he's been doing a lot of independent stuff. So that's a smart thing to do. But he's gonna be really good, and he can be, and I want to see him do like a breakout role. I still think he should have been Lobo and not Aquaman. I think he would have been a better Lobo. He would have. I mean, look at him. Just look at him. He looks like Lobo. But I liked him as Aquaman, so I won't hate on Jason Momoa too much, Quee. Let's see. And I've met him, and I like him. He seemed like a really cool guy. Ryan says, going back to D23, thoughts on there being unscripted Muppet shorts coming to it. I'm cool with it. I didn't get to watch that Muppet show on what was ABC, where it was like The Office. I didn't get to see that, so I don't know if it was any good. But I love the Muppets, so I'll give them a chance on anything if I can see it. Let's see. Desiree says, shots fired. Momoa's beard grew back after he shaved it off. Does that thing work like a chia pet? I know Quee was excited that he got his beard back, because whenever it was a sad day at work when he shaved that thing off. Let's see. Daniel says, wait, are we talking about Freddie Mercury Queen? I don't know what you mean, dude. And you got to remember, I'm going through lots of comments here. If you definitely explain. Let's see. Bill says, Jason Momoa's in the new Dune movie. I know Batista's in it too. Hey, they can work together. That's awesome. Yeah, that could be that kind of. I want to, like when Dave Bautista did Blade Runner 2049. It's like I want to see Momoa do some stuff like that. Definitely just don't do another Conan. Ryan says at Fan Expo, Peter Cullen was also there. Man, you're breaking my heart. I'm messing with you. I'm so happy for you. Peter Cullen was also there. He and Welker did a panel, and they said they'd be down for a new animated film with the G1 style. Oh, that would be so cool. That'd be so cool. Hey, it's Baby Girl. It's not as hot here, but I did get to watch another Cinema Stop movie. It was the best. I had a good time with it. I'm a little sad that I didn't get to do it. I've told this before. I was supposed to be the cannibal father, but I ended up getting jury duty instead. I may have had a little bit of trouble with the dialogue because he says a word I don't like, and I don't like to say, even though I know it's a character, I would have had trouble saying it. So maybe silver linings. I'm happy for Brad though that it's doing well. He said he sold out of them at Wizard World, which I'm happy for him. Dennis says, okay, yeah, World War II with Brad Pitt. Thank you so much. I thought that's what it was. Quee says, Desiree, hope he never shaves it. Yeah, it's like Samson, man. Jason Momoa is like Samson. He looks a lot cooler with that beard. Let's see. Where was I? Hey, it's Baby Girl. Well, those crickets really are evil. Yeah, they like my basement too much. Desiree says he did, but apparently that beard is magic. Yeah, because it just poofed back within a few days. Yeah. I mean, look at him. The dude is testosterone. Of course, that beard. My beard grows back fast if I shave it like down, but not that fast. Let's see. Daniel says, since you saw Angel Has Fallen, what are your thoughts about the father wants to pee in the spa place in the mid-credits scene for no reason, despite being funny? Yeah, that scene was a little out of left field. It didn't. Okay, the first Has Fallen movie was really funny. It was the cousin to Die Hard. The second one was too big and of scope, and I hated the ending. I felt like they tacked on an ending because a test screening probably didn't like that the president died, and then they were like had Morgan Freeman be like, the president's okay. But then this one, the movie was almost too serious, and then you have that tacked on funny scene. Nick Nolte was the best part of that movie. He had the best scene in the movie. His dialogue with Gerard Butler was fantastic. Whenever they were together, it worked. I love my favorite scene of that movie is where, and somewhat spoiler, he let's just say where he meets Gerard Butler's family for the first time. That whole scene is my favorite like scene of the whole movie. But yeah, that ending just felt weird. It's like it was like comedy. It was like straight comedy where the rest of the movie was pretty serious. A little too serious. I thought it was okay movie though. But yeah, it was a weird scene. Ryan says, fun fact, the Disney Plus movie Noelle, had it been in theaters, it would have been the first 100% original live action theatrical Disney movie since The Odd Life of Timothy. Wow, 2012. That is crazy. That Disney just knows where their money is. That's insane though. That's been a lot. Been a while. Bill says 2 of the 10 highest grossing films this year are Chinese: The Wandering Earth, and I'm going to mispronounce that, Neza. China is making blockbusters now. Yeah, it's. I know they were trying to make American blockbuster. What was The Great Wall they did with Matt Damon, which was just a weird movie. Looked cool, but let's see. Paul says, if Disney loses Spider-Man, who do you think they market next? I'm not sure how they're gonna erase him. That's why I think they're gonna make a deal. Sony's gonna have to. I've talked about this in my video. If you haven't seen my real rant on it, I go more in detail on my take of the whole thing. But I just think Sony, despite owning the IP, is making the biggest mistake of their life, not making some deal with Disney. I'll tell you what, if a deal is made though, Disney will map out how to take Spider-Man out. They'll have a contingency plan, and they may already have a contingency plan, being that the end credits and the mid credits of that movie totally set up more movies. I don't know what that plan would be, but I don't know who they're going to market. Well, trying to think who. I mean, Black Widow's gone, but they're doing her movie. Yeah, of the new group, I mean, they just announced Black Panther 2. That's going to be a big one they push. I'm not sure I hope they don't call it Black Panther 2. I hate it when they put the numbers on the movies. I know Iron Man had them, but I don't know what they're going to call it. Depends on what's going on. I'm sure they're just calling it 2 because, well, we don't know the story yet. Yeah, I'm not sure who they're going to push right now if they don't get Spider-Man back. But I think they're going to get him back. There's going to be a deal made. They have too many angry people out there that will not watch another Sony Spider-Man movie. They will, and a casualty of this will be whatever the next Spider-Verse movie is, and that makes me sad because I love the first one. I just think that people will boycott anything Spider-Man Sony does without Marvel now. You've giveth, you cannot taketh away. At least unless Disney's allowed to write him out. So I don't know. I'm not sure who the big marketing is going to be. But God, I don't want them to lose Spider-Man. The stories are too good. Desiree says, since Suicide Squad has been deleted from existence, Birds of Prey, the fantabulous emancipation of Harley Quinn now has nothing to do with it. Now I wonder how they'll establish her emancipation. Did they drop Suicide Squad? I didn't think they did, but or if you're just talking about the first Suicide Squad, I think maybe that's what you're talking about. Because I could swear they were still doing the new one. Because I thought they just casted King Shark for it. I can't remember who they got though. Hey, did I remember the name right this time? Because I can never remember that character's name. Watch, I'm wrong. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to establish her emancipation. I'm not sure about that movie. I'm not sure if we're going to get a new Joker there. I'm not sure. I'm curious about it. I like the cast, so I'm not sure what they're doing. I'm curious what they're doing, but who knows? Ryan says, I saw that there were Muppets at D23. Kermit moderated the panel for Disney Channel's Big City Greens, and Amphibian Uncle Deadly got to read some of the Haunted Mansion script. Hey, anything the Muppets want to do is cool with me. I didn't like the second, the Muppets Most Wanted movie because I think they tried too hard, but that other Muppets movie brought them back, and I was so happy. Let's see. Ryan says, I'm not exaggerating, with the exception of Timothy Green in 2011's Prom. It just jumped on me. All scripted live-action Disney movies in theaters this decade are based on pre-existing story, property or real events. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. They know where the money's coming from. It's unfortunate. I'd love to see him try some more original stuff, but it's unfortunate. Let's see, where was I? Daniel says, have I seen a trailer for Playmobil and Arctic Dogs? I've seen the Playmobil. I want to say I saw Arctic Dogs, but I don't remember it. Playmobil looks like we're trying to be Lego. And yeah, I'm not looking forward to that one. Let's see. Desiree says, John Chinese kind of Jia sound. Okay. Languages are hella fun. Yeah, I don't know. I can barely speak English. I always like that quote from Zoo, or I'm paraphrasing Zoolander, where it's, the house or the school where kids can learn to read good. Or however it was. I don't remember exactly what it was. Let's see. Desiree says, I clearly ain't happy about spy stuff. I mean, look at the essay I left on Gino's vid about it. Yes. Yeah, check out what she wrote in the comments of my real rant. A lot of insight there. I even sunk into angry Spanish. Yeah, it was a fun read. I will say that. Hey, it's Baby Girl. Should be calling it another Black Panther movie. I'm hearing a lot of people guessing that it's going to be called Wakanda Forever, but I don't see that being this one. If they're ever doing a last Black Panther movie where they replace T'Challa, I think that one will be called Wakanda Forever, but we just don't know what the story is. I'm curious what they're going to title it because we don't know where they're going story-wise. Ryan says there's going to be an 850-page book called The DreamWorks Animation Opus. It's a huge 66-pound book that goes into great detail on the studio and all its films. There are even some copies signed by celebs. That would be cool. I'd hate to have to carry that thing around, but that'd be cool. Let's see. Desiree says, yeah, the original Suicide Squad. Okay, gotcha. I thought you were saying the Suicide Squad was erased. I'm like, I thought I just saw casting news for it. Let's see. Bill says, I mean, if Sony Picture starts bleeding money and gets sold off to anyone, Spider-Man defaults back to Marvel. So there's more than one way for Spider-Man to go back to the MCU. That's why I was saying in my video, I'm spoiling the whole video for you, so don't watch it. I said it's like Sony. I mean, what hits have they had? They've had a few. I was looking at some box office stuff. I mean, they've had some Bond stuff. Jumanji's done well for them. And there's like one or two others that did okay. And then it's Spider-Man. Venom did fine, but we all know that that's not a great movie. Could have been cool. It was fun the second time I watched it. But yeah, I said, look, Sony's going to bleed money and they're going to have no choice but to sell it. And if, say, they want to spite Disney and not sell it to Disney, someone else would buy it and then sell it to Disney for bank. So Disney is probably going to get it back. I don't want to see it have to wait years and years and years for another Spider-Man movie. I want them to make some kind of deal. We can play nice, Hollywood. I know Disney's greedy, and I know that they want everything, but here's the thing. They're telling the right stories as a fan. It's just it. If I know it's not going to be the case, but if Warner Brothers had Marvel, right? Which, granted, how cool would that be? Because we'd have DC Marvel. But say if Warner Brothers or anybody else had Marvel, and they were doing the same stories that Disney's doing right now, that's who I'd want to have it. It's not that it's Disney. I just want the people that are telling the right stories to have it. And yes, it's going to Disney, and they've been kind of bullies, and they remake everything. And I have lots of problems with Disney, but they're telling the right stories, and that's why I want Spider-Man back. And again, I think it's okay that Sony has it, and I was glad that Sony bit the bullet and admitted that they needed Marvel to make Spider-Man successful, but they need to. I'm glad there's someone else maybe there to check them a little bit, and being that it's probably arguably the biggest character in Marvel history, that has to be kind of checked. It might not be such a bad thing. That being said, they need to work together and make it work, so that way we can get more cool Spider-Man in the MCU. Daniel had a message retracted. I don't know. I don't know what I said. I didn't see it. Desiree said Derek Zoolander School Derek Zoolander School for kids who can't read good and want to learn how to do other stuff good too. God, that movie. Let's see. Daniel says thoughts about chickens keep crossing roads just to get to the other side. I always joke with my son. He always says, why chicken cross the road? And I said, because he's chasing you across it. Yeah, I don't know. Chickens need to stay out of the road, or I'm going to have fried chicken for dinner. Let's see. Ryan says, what is this? Pushes it off table. A center for ants. We had a story today that reminded me of it so much. That's why I was reminded of it now, because we had a story about, I think it's in Springfield. This lady has this little, it's almost like a mailbox library, and you can trade books. You bring a book and take a book kind of thing. And it's just like a community thing. It's never locked. You can always do that. It's like an honor system thing. And somebody burned it. And of course, I had to listen to, is he related? Because his last name was Reynolds. I wanted to drop a joke and be like, yeah, what of it? You know, he's the cousin we don't talk about. But it reminded me of the whole, they can't even fit. How can they learn if they can't even fit in the building? You know, it's, yeah, the story just reminded me of that day, and it was pretty funny. I needed to laugh today. Bill said John Watts is currently not under contract for for a third Spider-Man film. Yeah, that's what I heard. And think about this. Tom Holland wants to be with the MCU. There's no way he doesn't. Can you imagine if he was forced to do Spider-Man movies for Sony that wasn't connected? The disinterest, how bad those movies are going to be. Yeah, because you know what they would do, right? They would force him and Venom together. That's what they're going to do. They're going to force him and Venom together, which they've already established Venom is separate now. So there's no point. Even though I mean, I'd love to see the two characters together, but they would force them. They would cram them together. Let's see. Paul says, when are you going to try Popeye chicken sandwich? When the Popeyes around us don't get closed by the health department. I don't even know. We had one Popeyes and it got closed once or twice, and I don't even know it's opened again. I do like Popeye shrimp though. Whenever I got it in Springfield a long time ago. Let's see. Dennis from Wrestleverse says, have to run. Love it. Thank you so much for joining us, Dennis. Again, if you like wrestling, check out Dennis's articles. Follow him on Twitter, the Wrestleverse. He's been talking a lot about just whatever he wants, indies, AEW, WWE. He's fun to talk with on Twitter. I don't follow wrestling too much anymore, but I still follow it. And when I want to talk about it, he's who I go to. Desiree says, Holland said the third film is going to be amazing. Amazing. I'm sure Sony is telling him to say that, considering how he reacted prior. They probably threatened him to butter the fans up. I bet. You breach your contract, we're going to flush your career down the toilet. I mean, Hollywood's still an ugly place. I know they cleaned up some things in Hollywood the last couple of years, but Hollywood's still an ugly place. But right before we went on, I was looking at some article, and they said that that apparently the rumor is that there is a deal in the works, and it could be announced in a week. And he knows about it, and they told him to shut his mouth at D23. I'm surprised they just don't duct tape it shut whenever it comes to Tom Holland and spoilers. Daniel says, if Disney buys Sony, imagine that. They could do another emoji movie and make it as good as The Force Awakens. Hey, that would be great. Emojis with lightsabers. Daniel says, I don't know why I haven't gotten chats from other people on this chat except for mine. I don't know. I'm seeing everything as far as I know. Try doing a reload, maybe. I don't know. I'm seeing them all, which surprises me that things have worked for an hour and 5 minutes and 16 seconds. I mean, come on, it's low budget. I know I'm cursing it now, right? It's a low budget live stream. If something doesn't go wrong, it's not the low budget live stream. Let's see, where was I? Desiree says, Daniel, just close the chat and reopen it. She says it happens a lot. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm gonna eventually move over to OBS, I think, to do these streams. When I did that stream for Castle Crashers, where I played the entire game, I just had OBS open here and the chat like minimized and open on the other side, and it worked just fine. So I may do that because I don't trust this YouTube chat. I never have, and I'm afraid it's going to start shutting down on me again one of these days. Let's see. Ryan says the Popeyes chicken sandwich that's trending isn't even in Canada. You know, here's the thing. Here's the thing about that whole debate. Is it Popeyes or is it Chick-fil-A? Chick-fil-A angered me the other day. I was leaving, either leaving a movie or leaving Brad's. I think I was leaving Brad's, and I stopped by Chick-fil-A, and I'd had it before. It'd been a while. I think I've had it like once, and I remember it being okay. And they have someone outside taking your orders, which, okay, fine. You don't want to wait for the drive-through window for two cars in front of you. Fine, I'll talk to the guy with the iPad. And I said, yeah, I'd like the regular chicken sandwich meal. Can you put mayonnaise on it? We can put it on the side, sir. And I'm like, I'm going to be eating this driving home, so that's not going to work. He's like, will that work for you, sir? No, it won't, because I'm going to be eating it driving home. I'm starving. I'm not going to wait till I drive all the way back to Decatur from Springfield to eat it. So just give me the sandwich. And they give it to you, and that thing's been, I think it's like White Castle, where the stuff's just pre-made and they heat it up, because having them in those bags are kind of soggy. And I was eating it on the way home like, this is meh. It's okay. It was kind of bland. And it's like I can't eat the one that has all the stuff on it because, well, I'm driving. So I'm giving the point to Popeyes, even though I haven't had their chicken sandwich, because Chick-fil-A kind of made me mad the other day. Let's see. Where was I? Here we go. Paul says, like to see Spider-Man, Black Cat, and Kraven. I always thought it would be cool to see, and I think we've talked about it here before, and I know I've talked to some people about it, introducing Kraven, or having Spider-Man be in the next Black Panther, and introducing Kraven there, and having him hunt Spider-Man in both New York and in Wakanda. That would have been awesome. I know some of the stories were saying they were trying to get Venom in the MCU, which I'm fine with that. But you know, I'm not. I just want to get Spider-Man back. I'll just be happy with that. Because I would rather have Spider-Man in the MCU than Spider-Man interacting with the other Spider characters. It's interesting to take those other Spider characters. I know Venom wasn't great, but trying something different with the character that's not connected to Spider-Man is an interesting take. That being said, if we want all these characters, we can put them in Spider-Verse movie, and then you get them with Spider-Man, and Spider-Verse was awesome. So let's see. Where was I? Okay, there. Desiree says, I'm all about them Popeyes, po' boys. I've had Popeye shrimp. I had the chicken a long time ago. I mean, long time ago. But I don't remember it. Ryan says Chick-fil-A is not even in Canada. Yeah, but you get the cool conventions, so I think you win. Let's see. Desiree says, yeah, it worked pretty well. You got to see all my delightful ice puns. Let's see. Daniel says, okay, I reloaded and it works great. I'm glad it worked. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. My chat's working fine, surprisingly. Desiree says Chick-fil-A is openly discriminatory against LGBTQ. I got to say that, make sure I say it right. So I haven't ate there in years. I ain't down for hate. Yeah. I mean, there's just a big, I'm just going to say it. Be who you want to be. Be who you want to be. And companies should not do that. You're a business. Just be a business. If you're supposed to be the good people, be the good people to everybody. It's easy as that, right? Let people be who they want to be. You know, I always say, as long as they're not trying to do things to animals and children, you can be whoever you want to be. Or taking advantage of people that don't understand better. Companies that discriminate against anybody for whatever, I don't care what it is, it's stupid. I mean, if you support no one's saying they have to support any causes. It's just, don't be jerks. Just don't be jerks. It's not hard. And think about it. If you're nice to everybody, if your goal is to make money, be nice to everyone, you make more money. Simple as that. Daniel says, I went to Popeyes 2 weeks ago since I haven't had it since like 10 years ago. And it was great coming back. The biscuits are amazing. I vaguely remember the biscuits. Not a lot of people have good biscuits. I know everyone likes biscuits at KFC. I hate them. They're dry. Let's see. Daniel says, also, why Chick-fil-A got you mad? Oh, because you're probably rebooting. Because when I went through the drive-thru, they wouldn't customize a sandwich for me. They wouldn't put mayonnaise on a sandwich for me because it's already bagged up, and we want to hand you this bag with a soggy sandwich in it. That's why. And I was tired and hungry, and I wasn't in the mood. Let's see. Ryan says, I ain't complaining. For chicken chains, the big ones we have aside from KFC are Mary Brown's, never heard of that, and Swiss Chalet, never heard of that. Sounds fancy. When I went to Toronto, I did have some good Popeyes, and it was good. There's apparently one in Toronto open 24/7. Man, now you're all making me hungry. I haven't had much to eat today. I've had kind of an upset stomach today, and again, as I watched Brad's video, that didn't help. Daniel says KFC is overrated. Their Cheetos chicken sandwich, I have not had that. They had a month ago for limited time, is gross, mostly because I don't like Cheetos. Man, I love Cheetos, but I don't know if I'd like them on a chicken sandwich. Go ahead and get some more chat in if you guys want to keep talking. Again, the reason we're doing this day, I will be with Brad tomorrow night on his channel. We're reviewing 6 movies. I don't want to have to look them up again. I'm too tired to remember them all. But we're reviewing 6 movies over on his channel. Some I've reviewed, some I haven't. And some of them I'm not doing videos for on my channel. So if you want to hear my thoughts on some of the movies, definitely check it out. I'm looking forward to talking to him with him. I still got to see 2 of them tomorrow. It's going to be a long week. I'm still, life has been weird, as I kind of mentioned at the beginning. I'm still working on the ideas for Patreon, whether or not I want to do it, because I still feel weird going, hey, pay me money for YouTube. It's just the idea is weird, but it's just one of those, if you want to contribute, thank you. If not, that's how it's going to be. It's like, if you want to contribute, cool. If you can't, cool. I still want you here, as I love the support. So it's just one of those opportunities. It reminds me of the UHF movie, where it's like, we're giving you an opportunity to buy a share in the company, right? It's like, you're part owner, and you guys help me run this channel anyway, especially when you guys run the asylum here. So I'm still working on that. I'm still figuring out what I want to do for Gino's Bad Games. I'm not even sure what movies come out this week. I know that David Oyelowo movie comes out, and I don't even know if it's coming around here. It looks like Frequency, but I can't remember. It's Don't something or other. I can't remember the name of it. But I don't know if it's coming near. I'm going to go see it. I'm probably going to go see the Spider-Man just so I can talk about the 4 minutes. If I were not a critic, I would not be going to see it. That's just it's comes with the territory. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on. Trying to work on some new segments for the channel, and they'll be a lot of fun, I think. I've got 3 really good ideas, and I want to do them. It's just, do I have the time? I'm still behind on all my shows. Life has been, I'd say I've been pulling out my hair, but you know. But anyway, let's see. Let's go through the chat here again. Ryan says KFC Canada has a waffle double down. Jeez. Piece of chicken between 2 waffles, and I'm sure it's amazing. 2 Dudes reviews. We think that the best thing at KFC is the mashed potatoes, and they are amazing. Here's what I like: the KFCs that have the white gravy. The brown gravy's fine. I love salty things, but man, that stuff just tastes like pure salt to me. There's some that have the white gravy, and the white gravy with the mashed potatoes is even better. Yeah, they have great mashed potatoes there. Paul says KFC have a vegan chicken. Fantastic. I have not tried any of that, the vegan, like Impossible stuff or anything. I'm really curious if it's any good. Desiree says, what the shiz? Went from hella sunny and cloudless to it's raining. Hath the gods granted mercy unto me? Praise Thor. See, ye of faith. I'm happy for you. When I do these things, I have to turn the AC down a lot because it gets hot down in this basement for some reason. Paul says Ready or Not was very good in the ending twist. I loved Ready or Not. Ready or Not is fantastic. I cannot recommend Ready or Not enough. Watch my review. I keep it fairly spoiler free, but just watch the review. It's one of my surprise movies this year. It's going to probably make the biggest surprises list for the Opie Awards this year. For that, whenever I do them next year. I love that movie. It was so much fun. So much fun. The trailer, if you haven't seen the trailer, don't watch it because it gives away a couple things that would have been fun if you didn't know, but it doesn't give away too much. The movie is just so good. So much fun. It's one I really want to go see again, just because I had such a good time watching it. Go see it with a crowd or with a group too, because the group's going to have even more fun. Me and a buddy we weren't seeing it together, but we were in the same theater, but we were both looking at each other during the movie. It's like, this is great. Let's see. Ryan says UHF is a work of art. That is a fact. Total fact. Look, I know people call that a quote unquote guilty pleasure. I love that movie. I've shown my kids that movie and they loved it too. And they've asked to watch it multiple times. Ryan says, I know one Canadian chain that's in the States, as well as Tim Hortons. They're everywhere. I've heard of them, never been to one. Desiree says, I saw the review and I am so glad it was as fun as it looked. Yes, go see it. Look, it's not straight horror, but if you liked movies like Happy Death Day, you're going to like this movie. It's just so much fun. Or like Cabin in the Woods, or I put it with like movies like those. If you love those movies, you're gonna love this one too. Go see it. Just go see it. Support it. It's so good. 2 Dudes reviews. We're gonna be reviewing Ready or Not this Sunday. We hope it's good. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. It's so much fun. I wish you have so much fun at that movie. It's so good. Daniel says Taco Bell has a Mexican pizza. Oh my God, Pizza Crunch Wrap. Man, are they trying to get into every marketing now? Is Demolition Man coming true? Is every restaurant going to be Taco Bell? Paul says, are you going to go see the Goldfinch? If it comes here, I will. I've seen the trailers. I'm really curious about it. I don't know anything. I know it's a book. I don't know anything about it. I am curious about it, though. If it comes near me, I'll go see. I go see just about everything if I can. And it's not like based on a show that I haven't seen or something. Like we talked about Downton Abbey earlier. I I try to go see everything. So I'm curious about that one. I don't know anything about it, and it's got me curious. Let's see. Ryan says, I've been to Taco Bell, but I honestly prefer Taco Time. Canadians love Taco Time. Their crisp beef burrito is delicioso. I've never been there either. I don't think we have one around us that I know of. There was sad news that we finally had a Giordano's in Champaign, and it closed down. And then whenever I was coming home from working with Rob from Smirking Gun Reviews, by chance, he wasn't close enough to any Giordano's, any of the Chicago Giordano's. And I was like, I really want Giordano's. I was like, I wonder, what do we have? Is there one close? And it's like, there's one in Bloomington now, and I'm going through Bloomington. So I was happy, and I got Giordano's on the way home, and it was good. Let's see. Daniel says, which is better, Ready or Not or the Peanut Butter Falcon? They're both, I had a lot of fun with both of them. As a like best picture type movie, it's definitely Peanut Butter Falcon. That's not discounting Ready or Not. Ready or Not is just its own fun thing. And I mean, instead of choosing one, I would just watch them both. I can't really say which one I enjoyed better. I haven't really had that much time to think about it, but especially with how it pertains to my life personally, the Peanut Butter Falcon really touched me, you know. There's movies now that give me the feels. I mean, I don't get me wrong, since I've become a critic, there's been plenty of movies that give me the feels, and there's been some this year. I mean, who didn't get the feels when all the portals open and On Your Left and Endgame and movies like that? But I'm talking like real serious good movies, like Hell or High Water, or and like I said, I throw on Peanut Butter Falcon, and there's others. I'd have to look at a list, but Leave No Trace gave me the feels. There's something special to me now, since I see so many movies, that when one of them really, tugs at the heartstrings and gives me the feels, there's something special about that for me. And will everyone get the same effect I did from the Peanut Butter Falcon? Maybe not, but it's still a fantastic movie. It's still fantastically acted. The story is really good. It's a nice, I mean, they make mention of it in the movie where Shia LaBeouf's character asks another character, do you like Mark Twain? And the Peanut Butter Falcon feels like something that if Mark Twain were alive today, he might write this. That's what it felt like to me. It was like a Mark Twain story. I mean, heck, you even got a raft and everything else. So when it comes to being a better movie of the year, the Peanut Butter Falcon gave me a lot of feels. So of course it affected me. But Ready or Not, you got to remember, I do favorite movie and best movie on my award show. So both of them can end up in those two categories. We'll have to see. I can't remember what all else comes out this year. But they're both fantastic movies, and I highly recommend them both. Desiree says, I have conflicted feelings for Cabin in the Woods. I wasn't into it when I saw it, but I always recommend it to customers who are getting horror. I absolutely feel it is a must-see for horror fans. Well, I think a lot of people were surprised by that movie because it wasn't what they thought it was going to be. It ended up being like totally out of left field, and that's why I really enjoyed it. I've only watched it the one time, though. I've never seen it since the theaters, but I do recommend it a lot too. But yeah, it's definitely not what you're expecting, because the trailer was perfect. It looked like a generic horror movie, and then it's like, here's this instead. And I always appreciated it for that. Rob from Smirking Gun Review says, I have to re-upload Ready or Not review. It was great. Also uploading my Wizard World video right now. I'm curious to see that. If you don't follow Rob on Twitter, and I know I'm going to say it wrong, Rob. So it's like I can never remember his Twitter off the top. I'm glad we have the you follow each other thing when I start typing in his name, because then it comes up. But his Twitter, I can never remember exactly what it is, and I can't even remember what the reference is for. But if you follow him on Twitter, he posted a picture of his awesome Captain America cosplay he did, and I think he's using it as his Twitter profile pic now. But yeah, I'm curious to hear about your time at Wizard World, man. I know a few of the people he was going to meet. I was excited for him that he got to go to that. Desiree says, I love the ideas in it, talking about Cabin in the Woods, like how certain items summoning different monsters and wondering what item summons what. And I did love the monsters. Dragon Bat was the best, but I wasn't into it as a whole. I just loved, and I can't remember how old that movie is, but spoiler alert. But I loved it when the monsters got loose in the bad guys' like offices. That was just one of my favorite parts for me. Ryan says, going to chains in some cities is like an event for me because the municipality of Greenstone, where I'm from, only has 2 chains, Subway, because Subway's everywhere, and a Canadian chain called Robbins. Man, I prefer like the mom and pop stuff mostly, but man, there are some good chains. If I haven't been to them, I like going to them. Desiree says Rob nailed that costume. Yeah, the costume was awesome. Rob says, would you entertain an idea for a team up on the best favorite list this year? Twitter is, it's YESSHH8 from The Office. That's right. I can never remember what it was from, but it's from The Office. I would entertain it. I'm not sure. I mean, look how long it took us for me to get there to team up, and we're going to work together again. We just have to work out when. We'll see what we can do. That's all I can say. I know the beginning of the year time gets real busy for me because sometimes I got to rewatch things, and it's a very hectic time. But of course, I'd entertain, especially doing other videos with you. Rob and I had a freaking blast. We did 6 videos. We did like 3 for his channel, 3 for mine. They're all up right now. Definitely check them out. Rob and I had a blast whenever I went to see him. Was a week or so ago. I lose track of time. See, Daniel says, what movies so far this year are contenders to be in your disappointing list of the year? Well, off the top of my head, The Kitchen's probably a big one. I'd have to have a list in front of me, man. I can never remember that. Half the time I can't even remember what I've seen. Unless I'm reminded, like it's right in front of me. The Kitchen is the big one off the top of my head. I'm sure I know there's others I was disappointed in. I just can't think of them off the top of my head. Excuse me. Let's see. Ryan says we got good local restaurants in hometown. Man, I love a good like just local restaurant. We've got a few that I grew up with, and there's a few here in Decatur, and I just love going to small towns and going to their little restaurants and stuff. It's always fun. Because I always just like to see what other people's take on food. Let's see. Paul says, are you looking forward to seeing Disney Abominable? I wouldn't say looking forward to. I mean, I don't know. I don't know too much about it. I wouldn't say looking forward to it. I won't say I'm excited for it, but of course I'm going to watch it. Ryan says, speaking of The Office, Rainn Wilson was supposed to be at the Fan Expo, but had to cancel. He would have been cool to meet. Yeah, if I would meet him, I'd probably have him sign a poster from that Super movie, the Shut Up Crime one. I love that movie. It's not a great movie, but I just love it when he goes against criminals, he just whacks him upside down with a monkey wrench. It's like, it's so insane. That movie's insane. Two Dudes says, who has been your favorite movie so far this year? Or favorite movie villain so far this year? Ooh. Again, I have to have a list in front of me. But I mean, Thanos is up there. because I mean, it's like, what are they going to do with him? And what they did with him was fantastic. That's the one that pops in top of my head. He won. I have the best hero and villain for the Opie Awards, and he won for Infinity War last year. He's going to be a contender this year. Again, I got to have movies in front of me, but yeah, he'd be a big one. He'd be a big contender. Ryan says, "Oh, DreamWorks. Yeah, that's right. It is DreamWorks." I was a little confused. I'm like, was there another Disney movie I'm forgetting? And yeah, it looks fine. It looks kind of fun. It doesn't. It looks like just like a nice kids movie. I mean, yeah, I don't have too many feelings about that one. The trailer was fine. Rob from Smirking Gun says, just got DC Universe and did what you said and hooked my laptop to TV. So Young Justice, Here I Come, and Doom Patrol. See, it worked. My old TV, it quit working. I was so disappointed. But now I just got a bigger TV and it's hooked up to the computer I'm using now and it works very well. So, yeah, DC Universe. I've been enjoying Young Justice. I'm almost done with season 2. I got to get through season 3. And then I want to watch The Boys. And now, of course, the Breaking Bad movie's coming out, and there's so much stuff coming out. I still, even though I know I'm gonna suffer, I want to see Sextuplets on Netflix. Boy, is that one gonna be fun. I still want to watch Titans on. There's so many things I need to watch. Part of me just doesn't want to review some of them, so I can just watch them. Let's see. Where was I? Ryan Walterson. Oh, favorite Disney villains. My favorite is Scar. I think it's on my computer. He made the Lion King video. He was giving me guilty looks for kind of liking that movie. It's still not the original. Favorite. I like the cartoon Jafar. I mean, if we're not counting like Star Wars and Marvel, if we're just counting like straight up Disney. Yeah, I mean, my big two are probably Jafar and Scar. Scar is number one, always will be. There's a few others if I really think about it, but yeah, Scar is definitely my favorite. I mean, Jeremy Irons just nailed that part. Even though it saddens me to hear, and I heard this a long time ago, he didn't sing "Be Prepared" as someone that sounded like him did. It's like whoever it was, it sounded just like him. Let's see. Desiree says it would still be Thanos, right, Ryan? Thanos is now a Disney villain. Yeah, like I said, if we're counting the Marvel stuff, I mean, because come on, what haven't they bought yet? I mean, Thanos would be there. If we're talking Star Wars, I mean, Kylo Ren, Darth Maul. I mean, I know that was before Disney had them, but it's a slippery slope of villains we could name here. Ryan says DC Universe ain't in Canada, so all their shows either air on Netflix or various channels. Oh, that is right. It just is US, isn't it? So far, I've been pretty happy with the DC Universe, and the fact that I got a discount is like 20% off for the whole year. I was happy with what I've gotten so far. Just watching Young Justice alone has been fantastic. Even though I'm playing catch up right now. Desiree says my favorite Disney villain is Ursula. I do love her too. Although props to Dr. Faslier. He gave me I probably said that name wrong. He gave me an insta win in the board game villains. Daniel says, I know we're very disappointed with the Hellboy remake, and I think it will win your disappointment movie of the year. Yeah, again, if I had a list in front of me, that's up there too. Yeah, that would be on the list too. That's a good call. Ryan says Hades is a great one. Yeah, that's a good one too. I do enjoy that performance. That's just it. A hero movie has to have a great villain. I mean, we all feel that way. The hero doesn't work if the villain isn't fantastic. Because think about it. I mean, would Lion King really have been as good if Scar wasn't so awesome? If Scar was like weak, we know that movie wouldn't have been as legendary. I mean, it still would have been good, don't get me wrong, but Scar makes that whole movie just come together for me. Let's see. Let's see. Jeremy Irons did sing most of Be Prepared. He threw out his voice, okay, near the end, and then Jim Cummings took over and singing the last part. I just remember reading an article saying he didn't sing it. That was a long time ago. So I'm sure you're right. Two Dudes Review says Jim Cummings did the sing. Okay. He does the voice of Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, I love Jim Cummings. I almost met him at, I think it was C2E2, but I had no more money. And his line was too long to just wait there to shake his hand. Let's see. Yeah, I just remember here, like I said, I read some article. So again, I'm sure you guys are right. That was probably years ago. Let's see. Oh, okay. Comment of the night. My favorite, Bill says, my favorite Disney villain is Sony. Daniel says, Bill Casey Myers, Jeffrey Katzenberg, and John Lasseter. Okay. We're getting dark here. Desiree says, Bill, roll the snare drum. See, you win. Ryan says, Two Dudes Review. Cummins only sang the last part. Aaron sang most of the song. There's footage of him singing in the booth. Let's see. Am I losing a light or something? I keep seeing a little flash. Let's see. Bill says Katzenberg is a good one. Paul says Godzilla King of Monsters wasn't that good. Yeah, I was a little disappointed in that one too. Monsters were cool though, at least, but the humans were stupid. I kept saying, it's like you have the daughter, you have the machine everyone's after. Let's put no guards on her, and she can walk to, what was it, Boston or wherever it was. Ridiculous. Let's see. Daniel says, what is your worst Disney animated villain? Ooh. I don't know. I'd have to give that one some thought. Because usually I enjoy the villains. I don't know. I mean, there was generic ones, like, because it was so out of left field, the Frozen bad guy, whatever his name was, the prince that because I did love the whole Love at First Sight song. I thought that was funny, but when he all of a sudden he turned bad just cuz, I mean, that was a pretty bad one. Let's see. Desiree says Dr. Facilier. He's the villain, Princess the Frog. That I couldn't picture. I've only seen that movie one time. Desiree's got a message held for review. Let's show it because Desiree's welcome here. She says, worst Disney. Oh, hey, yeah, the Frozen villain. See? Great minds think alike. Let's see. Two Dudes Review says, we consider Frollo to be the best Disney villain. Why remake that classic? Because it's Disney and they're going to. Guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. If you have a few more comments, definitely go and throw them in. I'll answer them. My throat's starting to get a little sore, though, so I think I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. If someone has a channel that they want to promote, you can throw it in the chat or into the comment section when it pops up. It will take a little while to process onto YouTube. But if you have a channel to promote, if you're a smaller channel, especially, you are more than welcome to promote it on my channel. I want to help anyone I can, especially if it's a smaller channel. So if you have something, like I said, you can throw it in here, or you can throw it into the regular comment section when the video pops up. So anyway, guys, yeah, I think I'm spent an hour and 38 minutes and 30 seconds. I think we'll call tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, you've made my day. The week's been crap, and the last couple weeks been crap, and you guys have helped out. So thank you so much. Again, I'll be with Brad tomorrow night on his channel. I think about 7:30. I think is when we're going, because we both have more movies to see. So I'll see you guys tomorrow night on his channel. Until next time, see you later.